now. That nose is broken, no doubt about it.
And now your host, he's the Boomer and Steve.
That's right, bitches, we're back. It's Renegade Radio, and it's the best show on the planet.
It's so much better than every other RCW radio show. Not that there are really that many out there.
But still, it's the best.
I mean, now it is the best because I don't know. Is Icon's Corner a permanent thing?
I don't really give it to him.
Or not, because
I believe it was only one.
It's not because if it is still around, then we are the best, and if not, then we're just better. Because you can't use a superlative if there are only two shows, Renegade Radio and 40's Block.
Huh.
So, we actually don't know if we're better or if we're the best.
That was incredibly long-winded, thank you. Let's jump right into what is the biggest story going down in Showdown 31. Now, they say if it looks like a rat, if it smells like a rat, hell, if it even tastes like a rat, by God, it's a fucking rat. Xavier Zan and Xanders, we had speculated for at least a week or two that whatever sort of union was going on between him and Jacoby James Jackson, it was going to tear apart the Axis of Anarchy, and that's exactly what it did, correct?
No question. The Axis of Anarchy is completely reeling after just 1 week, losing 1/3 of its members to other alliances, and no pun intended, but Xavier Zan and Xanders was the catalyst in all this happening.
Indeed he was. Now, I mean, there was just bad blood that seemed to be brewing this entire time. I mean, Machiavelli got into an argument with his own sister, Triple X's girlfriend, Kelly. And, you know what, Kelly, I guess, maybe blood isn't thicker than water.
Apparently not.
Well, not for her, at least. I mean, what a bitch. I believe she low-blowed Biggs, did she not?
I believe
the
so.
Signature move, and then the catalyst by Triple X on Machiavelli, when we all thought that, oh, well, things are all good, Triple X is out there, he's congratulating the Tomsini brothers for a huge victory over the Unknown Soldier and Loco, and it just wasn't the case. He fooled us all to the end. And then, him and Triple J, certainly going to be the new tag team champions.
The Rat and the Weasel.
But
not so fast, my friend.
No, sir. Tommy Cardoza thought he had it all figured out. But finally, coming to save the day, as I knew he would, Jake Adonis. Love that body.
Gotta love that body. A real crowd pleaser.
Indeed.
And he made the crowd-pleasing statement
of all time, perhaps,
that Triple X and Triple J, the triple threat, would not be handed the RCW tag team titles.
And so, we thought for sure that it was going to come down to Real Recognize Real versus the triple threat, but then we find out that, hey, Jake Adonis overrules Cardoza and says, no, this isn't for a tag titles. This is for a #1 contendership. And he awards one half of those titles to his good friend Twice Nightly. So Twice Nightly and Scorch are going to be a tag team. Doesn't that seem like a little bit of a conflict of interest for Jake Adonis?
Well, I really didn't expect Jake Adonis to step up in this particular scenario just because of the problems that he's had with Scorch. And you know that as soon as Jake Adonis gets sick, Scorch is going to be the new co-general manager of RCW.
More than likely.
But Scorch and Twice Nightly, now that is a bizarre team. I've never seen anything like that.
That would have been good for luck of the draw, would you say? I mean, that's one of those shocking tag teams.
I mean, Twice Nightly,
as opposed to a planned tag team.
Right. I mean, Twice Nightly, he's the pie man, but I mean, what is this going to be? Devil's Food Cake? What a bizarre tag team.
Perhaps it could be. That could be exactly what it is. But, you know what? Let's move on to the main event. It wasn't for the tag titles, so, just a regular old showdown where 40 Ounce is going to get some motherfucking revenge on those motherfucking triple threat people.
It cost him his belt.
To,
one of the least deserving guys in the entire federation.
In the history of wrestling.
Tomsini.
In the history of wrestling. I'll go as far to say that.
When he earns a championship, that will be... Or even earns a successful title defense.
So, you know what? I must say, I called it. I called it. On last week's show, I said, I'm not buying Rory Blaze and 40 ounces of tag team. It just didn't make sense. They didn't gel.
It just wasn't real.
It wasn't real. So, I mean, they just, obviously, different sides of the block, drinking different kinds of Kool-Aid. I don't know. But Rory Blaze, that backstabbing son of a bitch world champion, takes a chair shot at the loose cannon. And now he set him off.
And then...
That cost him the match. I guess he didn't want to be a tag team champion.
And then he not only dealt a huge blow to 40 ounce, but then dealt a huge blow to the Axis of Anarchy.
When he picks another member. James the Fire Blaze. Blaze and Blaze.
And who couldn't have seen that coming?
I was shocked, Steve. I really was. Call me naive, but I didn't see it coming for the entire time that James Blaze was here. I didn't expect it.
Well, I'm sure that it's been in the books for months, even before James Blaze was in RCW.
But the interesting thing was James Blaze and Joseph Steele, the two newest members of the Axis of Anarchy, come down and attack Rory Blaze last week, but then this week they go to do the same, and then of course, James Blaze, he turns on everybody, but Triple X, did Blaze and Steele get the memo that he quit AOA? Did they see what he did to Machiavelli Biggs? Did they see that?
Well, later on in the show, we're going to speak to Joseph Steele.
Well, we're going to have to get some sort of explanation.
We will shed some light on what exactly happened at the end of Showdown.
Because, James Blaze and Rory Blaze are celebrating in the ring, and Triple Threat, all two of them, they backpedal, but Joseph Steele goes with them. I don't know. That seems very suspicious.
Surely he will have some type of reasoning as to why.
And I'm sure it's going to be warranted. I mean, Joseph Steele, although he is a drunk, I'm sure he'll have a very, very good reason. One of the things we didn't even mention, a new world title in RCW. Rory Blaze gets rid of the old one and ushers in a new era. What do you think about the new belt?
Very interesting title.
I personally don't like it.
I think it fits Rory Blaze somewhat well. I'm not sure if this is going to be a Rory Blaze exclusive championship
sort of
belt,
like a smoking skull,
or the belt that spins. And we'll see if we keep this design.
I don't know.
For future champions, assuming that Rory Blaze will someday lose the world title when Jason Toombs comes back.
Absolutely.
Everything is good. I like the idea of a custom world title belt.
Okay.
No matter what the design.
I just wanted to get your personal
like.
feelings on it. But let's get on to the little people of RCW, and that starts a hardcore triple threat match between the American Hero, Schizophrenia, and Michael Reiser. And victorious is Schizophrenia.
And he's a sick motherfucker.
That he is. Well, afterwards, Schizophrenia starts hearing voices. Imagine that! Started hearing voices. And, correct me if I'm wrong here, was it Flip the entire time?
Apparently it was. And
Flip, that's kind of messed up on Flip's part. Why would you pick on someone who already is a schizophrenic? That's just wrong.
And someone who just chops up people and watches them bleed all over everywhere.
And that seems like a very stupid move on Flip's part.
He's dead. Not now. I'm just making a foreshadowing statement.
Oh.
He will die soon. He will be chopped into little pieces.
That is a strong statement.
Schizophrenia.
That was a strong statement indeed. But regardless, Schizophrenia wins, and Flip, got taken out, but he makes it out for his match later, and we'll cover that when we get to it. Justin St. Clair with a win over Panic 420. Pretty quick win too.
Was this a 5-star match?
Oh, absolutely. The Playmaker, it was over.
Justin St. Clair still on a roll. King of the Renegades.
And when you're getting fed opponents like that every week, how can you lose?